WHIO. He's got all the firepower he needs, and he ain't afraid to use it. I heard about your podcast. Okay, let's get it started. It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Call me now, 937-457-1290. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Watch this.
Yo, they call me Big CHEEZ-IT. I'm the rapping cracker with rhymes that slice, sharp like cheddar. A landlord swear I'm cut to impress. I'm packing the punch, I'm bringing the zest. From Dayton, Ohio, my hometown jam. Baked and toasted, but I ain't no gram. I taste so divine, way beyond measure. Night or day, I'm your guilty pleasure. Oh yeah, man, you gotta love me. You gotta love cheeses. I'm cranking out squares of cheesy flavors. No matter your crave, you're gonna savor. Rap on me, I'm a snack supreme. Better than cookies and dry saltine. I'm a bold little cracker, tasty and quick. A handful of me will do the trick. Stuff me in your mouth, I'm so damn fine. Maybe even pair me with a box of wine. I'm the snack that fills the world with joy and brings cheesy goodness no one can destroy. I'm crispy, I'm crunchy, I'm one of a kind, and Dayton made. I'm showing my pride. Hear my rap, my big cheesy treat. Build a statue of me, let my orangeness gleam.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. It's been a while since we heard the Big CHEEZ-IT rap. We haven't been talking about CHEEZ-IT too much ever since the big debut of the giant, glorious CHEEZ-IT statue at Carillon Historical Park. But there is a very good reason I bring it up again. Today, I was at lunch with a number of my WHIO teammates. Ron Otto, you were there.
Yeah, I was there for a little while.
Yeah. We all met at the Treasure Island Supper Club. And it was a bunch of people from WHIO, people from K99 down the hallway, and we were celebrating a few birthdays. So we had this big lunch. And Ron, you were sitting close to Jason Michaels, our very own Jason Michaels.
Yes.
And I was there. I was in a booth with Larry Hanskin, and we were just chatting. And you know what Jason revealed to me today?
What was that? Is
that the Holiday at Home parade, which is every Labor Day for I don't know how many hundreds of years.
Sure.
This Monday, the theme of the parade is Dayton inventions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting because CHEEZ-IT was invented here. I wonder if there's going to be some sort of CHEEZ-IT float.
I sure hope so.
And I thought, well, wait a second. Why am I not involved in this? I'm the guy who pushed for the daggone statue.
Right.
Right. And it's the kind of statue that's mobile. Right.
Sure.
It's not, drilled into the ground. You could put it on the back of a trailer. So I start scrambling when I get back to the station after lunch. I'm thinking, oh, I've got to get involved in this. Because the parade is Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And usually there is a deadline, which was probably weeks ago, for somebody to get into the parade at this point, right? They've already got it plotted out.
Yeah.
And I thought, wait a second. If I could get Brady Kress at Carillon to let me borrow the giant CHEEZ-IT for the day, for a parade, and I could find somebody that has a truck or a flatbed or something that I could put the giant CHEEZ-IT on the back of and clamp it down.
Yeah.
I could be in this parade where the theme is, local inventions.
You're off and running.
And I'm telling you, the excitement that people would have to see this giant glowing CHEEZ-IT going down Far Hills Avenue on Labor Day. Come on.
Yeah. It's got to be a little bit hot. So
Well,
You'll
it's
have
not
to
a
use some imitation cheese because
Right, right,
it
right,
may
right.
melt on the way
well,
down
it's
there.
it's not gonna. I mean, it's made of fiberglass, so it'll
Okay,
be
good.
fine. I might
Good.
melt. On the other hand,
Leave your cheese shorts at home.
yeah, leave
That's
my
what I would
Cheez-It
say.
shorts and don't wear the Cheez-It cologne.
And please.
But I was just thinking this is an opportunity. And we've talked about this in the past. I mean, I remember when we were going through all this, somebody suggested like a Cheez-It mobile. Like Cheez-It doesn't have a peanut mobile, like the peanut people or
Oscar Mayer
the Oscar
thing.
Mayer
Yes.
deal, they need some sort of Cheez-It mobile. Now this isn't that, and this isn't one of those, the idea that I have some huge Cheez-It themed float, though that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
that would be for future reference.
Mhm.
But I'm sure I could get the daggone Cheez-It statue. I'm sure I could borrow it from Caroline. And I know that there's somebody out there that has a flatbed truck or a pickup truck or something that they would be willing to drive me around in on the parade.
There's an edgehead out there with an empty flatbed coming on
Yes.
Monday who would love to jump in there on it.
Yes.
I know there is.
And I need obviously those two things. I need the statue and I need a truck. But I also need permission. I don't know whose hand we have to grease. I don't know who we have to bribe in Kettering. I don't know. I did go to their Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I did see the name of the president of the Holiday at Home Parade. I don't want to call him out on the radio because he's done nothing wrong. It's not like, why didn't you invite me? Blah, blah, blah. It's not that at all. But I would love to talk to somebody who knows this guy and see if we can work something out. I know it's last minute. But like I said, I just found out today that the theme is local inventions. Had I known this back at the beginning of the summer, it would have been done. It would have been a done deal. But here we are, less than a week from the parade.
Yeah, not a whole lot of time.
And I need somebody to pull a few strings. Pull a few strings and just say, hey, look, we can make room in this parade for one more vehicle. We can do it.
Yeah.
We just, heck, put me at the end. It'd be like the grand finale.
Yes.
It'd be a grand finale.
The caboose.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll have some music playing, right? We'll have the Cheez-It spinning around because it'll probably spin around in the breeze and it'll be beautiful.
Hope there's a breeze.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think people would love it. So maybe if anybody knows the folks there at the Kettering Holiday at Home Parade, reach out to them.
Yeah.
Right. Reach out to them and say, hey, there's a guy on WHIO who pulled for this statue, who promoted it.
Yeah.
And he would like to be in the parade. What can we do to help this youngster out?
We need a grassroots effort.
That's what we do. We need people getting on the Holiday at Home Facebook page saying, hey, would you please let Todd from the Evening Edge into the parade with his giant Cheez-It statue?
Yeah.
I think they'd love that. I think they'd love it. All right.
So
Well,
too.
I wanted to share that with you, Ron, because, you've been a part of this journey. You've been doing the show with me for a couple of years and here we are.
Yeah.
So
no one knew it could be this big.
that's exactly right. That's
and
exactly
now
right.
Here we are.
See, now here, I think a lot of people followed the development of the Cheez-It statue. I think a lot of people were excited that it was going to be, or that it's going to be at Carillon Park. And there were folks who came out that particular night when we unveiled it. But it's still sort of not as well known as it could be.
Right.
Right. And this parade would be the perfect way to introduce it to a new group of folks, because look, people who listen to this show, hardcore edgeheads, people who listen to WHIO, they know about it because I've talked about it incessantly for a long time.
Yeah.
But if you don't listen to WHIO, why not? But then if you don't listen to this show,
There's a couple people out there.
really, why not? They may not know about it. And this would be a great way to bring people into the group, into the tribe.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's all I got, Ron.
All right. Thank you.
That's the show for tonight. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Drive safe, everyone.
Drive safe, everyone. So, yeah. So maybe if you know the people there at Kettering Holiday at Home, and you know whose palm we have to grease, who takes the bribes to get into the parade, by all means, give me a shout.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Coming up,
Double D.
double L.
T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
I am getting ready to talk about the hurricane. So I will mention this again. I mentioned it on my Facebook that if you are in the path down there in Florida, because I know we have a bunch of listeners down there, I would love to chat with you on the show about the preparations, what your family's doing, you know, what your neighbors are doing, your concerns, the whole deal. Are you going to ride it out? Are you evacuating? What are you doing? I think they're just calling for a lot of rain, but give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. 937-457-1290. I think it would be very helpful because we have a lot of folks that live here in Dayton are in fact, they have friends that live down there, family that live down there. So if you feel so inclined and you have a few moments, I would love to chat with you. I also saw that there's a hurricane further out in the Atlantic, Franklin. I'm asking for anybody that might be in Florida in the path of the storm Idalia to give me a call. I'd like to talk to somebody. I know we have a lot of listeners down in Florida. It's a Cat 2 right now. Yes, it is a button down. Do you want to see my chest hair? Please, this isn't that kind of show. Leslie, is it too much? Is it getting hot in here? Or is that just me? Oi. I wasn't the one drinking at lunch today. I can't say who it was, but it was not I. It was not I. Ah. Do, 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 do. Nope, wasn't Ron.
Pork tenderloins bigger than.
Parker is old enough to drink, but it wasn't him. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Looking for somebody in Kettering who may have a connection with the Holiday at Home Parade. Looking to try to weasel my way into the parade on Monday. I know it's last minute, but the theme is local inventions. And I'm thinking I need to be out there with the giant CHEEZ-IT statue that we unveiled at Carillon. And here's what I need. I need A, entry into the parade. B, I need the CHEEZ-IT, which I'm working on. And I need somebody who would be willing to let me load it in the back of their truck and drive me in the parade route. Because my car won't do it. I can't. Well, maybe I could. Do you think I could stick the CHEEZ-IT through my sunroof? If I'm driving my car down the road with a giant CHEEZ-IT sticking out, will that work? No, that would look silly. We need something a little classier, something a little fancier. So if you know anybody who's tied in with the folks there at the Holiday at Home parade in Kettering, I'd love to chat with you. What else? Who else I'm looking to talk to is somebody down in Florida, because we've got hurricane watch going on, or I guess probably at this point it's a warning. Idalia. If you're keeping track, let's see. We're on I. Actually, I guess we're on Idalia. I don't think Harold amounted to anything. Hurricane Gert, that didn't amount to anything. Hurricane Franklin is actually kind of a big deal. Everybody's paying attention to Idalia because that's going to be hitting the Gulf Coast of Florida, up through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina throughout the weekend for sure. But Hurricane Franklin is out in the Atlantic, and it's a Category 4 storm. That's a big, strong storm. Now, they're not saying it's going to hit landfall. It's far enough out into the ocean that it shouldn't cause too many issues, but they say it could cause some large swells and dangerous rip currents along the Atlantic coast. So that's going on. But I would love to talk to somebody in Florida. I know that we have listeners in Florida. They became familiar with my show when I filled in for Mark K. There's people from Florida that watch the live stream. I would love to talk to someone who might be in the line or in the path of Idalia and just find out what they're doing to prepare. Are they staying? Are they going to evacuate? Because they're talking about, and I didn't print out the story, but there's something called King Tide, and I'll have to maybe during the commercial figure out what that is. But that's a big concern, and there could be a huge storm surge. So I just want to talk to somebody down there. Maybe you've got family members. You know, we have a lot of people in the Dayton area who not only vacation in Florida, but have family members that are down there. So maybe you can put me in touch with somebody and have them give us a call, 937-457-1290. The other thing that's going on, this Saturday night, there is a comedy show going on down at the Hard Rock Casino. And it's the Legends of Late Night Comedy Tour featuring none other than Arsenio Hall, Craig Ferguson, and this guy right here.
Pork tenderloins bigger than Jay Leno's face.
That's right, Jay Leno. So if you would like to go and you'd like a pair of tickets, be the fifth caller right now at 937-457-1290. I love that clip.
Pork tenderloins bigger than Jay Leno's face.
Pork tenderloins bigger than Jay Leno's face. Be the fifth caller right now, and we'll hook you up.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I have my ankles pierced. I don't know. Tim, that would be cool. I don't think I have anything. I don't know that I have anything scheduled this Friday or next Friday. Oh, sheets. Oh, Tim, that's awesome. we need to get together soon and discuss our Dark Edge podcast. It's been a few weeks since we've done one. We got to get Kayla on board. Okay, so king tide is high tide during a full moon. Okay. King tides occur when the orbits and alignment of the Earth, Moon, and Sun combine to produce the greatest tidal effects of the year. Oh, wow. And it's supposed to happen on Wednesday? Steve, I don't know what the next topic is. We got to get together and talk about it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, the king tide is actually, I guess, tonight and tomorrow. In this is from Sarasota. Huh. Oi. Jeremy, I love that idea. If I could find a orange jumpsuit big enough. See, my thinking is that it would be the CHEEZ-IT statue, and then my song playing, my big cheesy CHEEZ-IT.
Watch this.
one.
Yo, they call me Big Cheesy T. I'm the rapping cracker with rhymes that slice, sharp like cheddar. A landlord swear I'm cut to impress. I'm packing the punch, I'm bringing the zest. Dayton, Ohio, my hometown jam. Baked and toasted, but I ain't no gram. I taste so divine, way beyond measure. Night or day, I'm your guilty pleasure. Oh yeah, man, you gotta love me. You gotta love CHEEZ-IT. I'm cranking out squares of cheesy flavors. No matter your crave, you're gonna savor. Rap on me, I'm a snack supreme. Better than cookies and dry saltine. I'm a bold little cracker, tasty and quick. A handful of me will do the trick. Stuff me in your mouth.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Shout out to Kelly. She was the winner of those tickets for the King of Late Night Comedy Tour, the Kings of Late Night Comedy Tour. This Saturday at the Hard Rock Casino in Cincinnati. I'm going to have another pair of those to give away next hour. Still looking for somebody from Florida. I know we have listeners down there. I want to talk to them about Hurricane Idalia. And I did some research during the break with some help from folks watching the live stream. This king tide. This is when the sun and the moon and the earth all align, and it causes the tides to be a bit higher. And it is predicted for tonight and tomorrow. So that's an extra concern that the folks down there are going to have. They're on the coastal, the Gulf Coast of Florida, because naturally it happens. And now there's going to be even more storm surge. So just something to consider. 937-457-1290. Phil in Springfield. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing good. I have an alternative. If you're able to secure a place in the parade,
okay,
and secure the CHEEZ-IT statue instead of a truck or a flatbed, how about a Toledo-built World War II Willys Jeep to carry it?
Oh, now see, that's not a bad idea. I like that. It's kind of a twofer. People will be excited to see that Jeep and also the statue.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea. Phil, I like that idea. Now, would you be available Saturday or Monday morning?
Sure would.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do, Phil. I'm going to put you back on hold, and Logan is going to get your telephone number, okay?
Okay.
And if we can work this out, I may give you a call and hook it up, okay?
All right.
All right. Hang on the line, and Logan will be with you in a second. And, boy, that'd be kind of fun. I like that idea because it's not just, there's this giant CHEEZ-IT statue, but here's this cool vehicle, right? It's not just some run-of-the-mill, pickup truck or whatever. Kind of cool. We got some mail.
Sit back down and shut your trap. It's time for mail call.
Message for you, son.
You should see a fan mail.
You got a message.
I got your letter.
Amazing what you can accomplish by mail.
Congratulations, Skippy. You've got mail.
If you would like to send me an email, it's eveningedgetodd@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on the social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Evening Edge Todd. Dear Todd, I know you're excited about Buc-ee's coming to Huber Heights next year, but have you been to Sheetz? Well, Ron was just talking about Sheetz. I guess a new Sheetz might go up somewhere in, is it Centerville? Is that what I heard? Somewhere else. I wasn't paying too close attention, but I just heard that there's a new Sheetz that they're talking about building. Anyway, they have an amazing thing you need to try: mac and cheese wedges. They are the most amazing things I've ever had from a gas station. I do sometimes, eating food from a gas station makes me a little uneasy and queasy at times. However, I do remember my wife and I stopped in a while ago at a Casey's and had some pizza, and it was pretty good. Anyway, they are the most amazing things I've ever had from a gas station. You also got to try their tater tots. The store's located at the corner of Old Troy and Taylorsville Road. Love your show. Maybe you could do a remote there one night and do a tater tot eating contest. Now, that's not a bad idea. That is from Sarah W. in New Carlisle. Well, thank you, Sarah W. in New Carlisle. I like that idea. A tater tot eating contest. Though I will tell you, when we had Parker Testa do the donut challenge a couple of weeks ago, the donut challenge was met with some great hesitation from management. They were afraid that somehow he would get sick, or I don't know, you could hurt yourself by eating too many donuts, I suppose. And there was some concern. So I don't know what the liability would be if I am somehow hosting a tater tot eating contest. I feel like there could be some questions as to whether or not we should do that. But it's certainly worth a thought. You know, I love the creative ideas that the Edgeheads have. Hey, Todd, came across something today on my Facebook news feed. It was a link to a list of, quote, questionable life hacks. Thought you'd get a kick out of them. Some are gross, like the one about picking your nose if someone catches you staring at them. Keep up the show. I listen while I work on my car, Keith in Dayton. Well, thank you for that, Keith. And I went to the link and I printed some of these out, and these are fun. I'll start with the one he mentioned. Now, these are questionable life hacks, okay? Things that could help you along the way, but maybe not the best idea or to do. Like, maybe it's a questionable character. All right, here's the first one. The first trick I learned in the FBI: if you're going on a stakeout and you want someone to stop looking at you or think you're not looking at them, pick your nose. They immediately turn away and think you're just some jerk picking his nose. I guess that's kind of true, right? Like if you're sitting there staring at someone and you just can't take your eyes off of them for whatever reason, and then they look at you to stare you down back, stick that finger in there and they'll probably be like, ooh, and just turn away. Ooh. Here's number 2. Hang on for 1 second here. 1 second. I'm getting a text from none other than Brady Kress at Carolina Historical Park. All right. I'm telling him what number to call. So he's going to call here in a second. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This could be happening. When career hunting, flagging Craigslist posts as spam after applying or taking down flyers from a position like at a college campus cuts down on the competition. Wow. That's pretty sneaky. Again, questionable life hacks. Here's another. If you have a significant unexplained employment gap that is hurting your resume, claim that you were providing full-time end-of-life care for a grandparent or older relative. Wow. That is that is questionable. Don't call in sick to work. Call in saying that you have family problems. That should end the discussion. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea. And one last one because, we got Brady on. When meeting someone, tell them you are twice as far away from them as you actually are and are willing to meet them halfway, i.e. a block away from where you currently are. So I like that idea. That is pretty sneaky, though. That is pretty sneaky. All right. I'm excited. Is this, we got Brady Kress from Carolina Historical Park. Brady.
Todd.
How are you? How are you, buddy? I haven't talked to you in a while.
I know, not since we unveiled the statue.
Yes. It was a memorable day in the history of the Miami Valley. No question.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I heard your call to the community.
Yes.
And I don't consider myself a genie, but I am here to calling to grant you all 3 of your wishes.
Wait a second. Are you serious?
If you will grace us with your presence, there is no greater person in the Miami Valley who's a greater champion of the story of the CHEEZ-IT than you, sir.
Oh my gosh!
And we have a spot in the parade. We have the statue that you obtained for us,
right?
And we have a vehicle. So we would be delighted if you would join the Carolina Park unit in the parade.
Oh my gosh!
To be there with the statue that that you made possible.
I love that. That is amazing. Now, see, I thought I was going to have to bribe some public officials or, folks over there in Kettering to try to get in there, but this is perfect. So all right. So what kind of, because I don't know if you heard, I had a guy call and offer the use of an old Willys Jeep from like World War II to carry the statue, which is kind of historical and cool.
Sure. That's neat.
Now, what do you have?
We have a fleet of 1920s Model T Fords that we will be using that go right along with the 1921 invention of the CHEEZ-IT.
Right.
And so that's our plan. We will have you with the statue in one of these 1920s vintage vehicles.
Is it a convertible top?
Well, they're all convertibles.
Okay.
And so it's a matter of which vehicle we use.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
And where you'd like to be seated. So we'll we can figure all that out before Monday. But,
well, Brady,
we'd be really delighted if you'd be willing to do that with us.
You are the man. I will be there. I will even wear my CHEEZ-IT socks. And I will try to squeeze into the CHEEZ-IT boxers that a listener gave me.
Oh my. Okay.
Or maybe not. But all right. Well, this is amazing, Brady. Thank you so much. I just wasn't sure that this was going to happen because I know it's kind of last second. But if you guys are already going to be in it, I'm flattered to be invited, and this is going to be great fun.
Sure. Well, know that it's a wonderful theme this year with local inventions, and so they we're usually in the parade, but they approached us to make sure we were going to be in the parade. That's our thing,
and that's sweet. I'll tell you what. I'll even bring the CHEEZ-ITs.
Oh, even better.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
All right, Brady. Well, thank you. I will be in touch with you over the next few days, and we'll work out all the details and where I need to go and what I need to do, and this is going to be grand. So thank you so much for this. This is awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
Your service.
Well, thank you. Talk to you soon, man.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
That
It's a
is
radio
awesome.
show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. So cool. That is cool. Man, I'm just jazzed about that. Let's see here. Yeah, I would still love to talk to somebody in Florida while they still have cell service. I mean, once it starts moving on to shore tomorrow night or tomorrow, may not be able to make a lot of calls. Yeah, I mean, 7 a.m. is when it's supposed to hit. Hey, Melody, how you doing? Hey, Mark, what's going on, man? Yeah, isn't that awesome? That's exciting. Zach, someone ate 30 donuts while riding a bicycle? Out at the place in Xenia? I get that. The bike path goes right by there. Hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy? Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Still looking to talk to somebody who might be listening down in Florida. I know that we have a lot of listeners who listen to the show that live in Florida. I hear from them on the live stream. I get messages from them, emails. They became familiar with my show when I filled in for Mark K. And tomorrow around 7 a.m., Hurricane Idalia, which right now is a Category 2, is going to be sweeping into the Gulf Coast. And I'd love to get a sort of eyewitness report on what's happening and how people are preparing, because we mentioned this a little while ago. They've got this extra issue that they're going to be dealing with, along with the normal storm surge from a hurricane, is that it's king tide, which is like a ultra high tide because the sun, the moon, and the earth are aligned, and it causes higher tides. So they're going to be dealing with that. And I'm just curious if folks are going to ride this out. And there's always many that do, but there might be some who are evacuating. And I'd love to chat with somebody down there. So if you have a relative or friends that live down there and they're willing to talk, by all means, have them give me a call, 937-457-1290. Also, this Thursday night, it's going to be a beautiful night. I just looked at the weather. I think it's only supposed to be in the 70s. Down at Levitt Pavilion, I'm going to be doing my show live from 5 until 7. It's the Montgomery County Overdose Awareness Day. There's going to be a free concert starting just after 7. There's going to be free carnival games and event bags. Everybody loves event bags. Free stuff in event bags. Food trucks and so much more. But the best part is it's all free, and you get to come out and you get to watch my show live, 5 to 7. There's going to be an area where you can bring your blankets, you can bring your chairs, and watch the show as we do it right there at the Levitt Pavilion, and then stick around afterwards for the free concert. It'll be a good time. So hope to see you there. That's this Thursday, beginning at 5, down at Levitt Pavilion.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Josh, I'm hanging in there today. I am hanging in there. Denise, I'm going to have to find out what that link is. Let me see here. I wonder if I could get it. You know what? I'm going to send this to my wife right now and have her see if she can buy it real quick and get it here by then. Of course she can. Oh, that is too much. I love it. That is just too cool. Oh my gosh. Denise, thank you so much. That is friggin' awesome. I don't know that I can post a picture. I don't think I can. Let me see if I can post a picture. Yeah, it won't let me post a picture in this. It's a really, really cool 3D bucket hat covered in Cheez-Its. Like pictures of Cheez-Its. Love it. That's amazing. Jude, I hope your family's okay. Yeah, you know what, Saba, though, that sometimes they don't want you handing stuff out. I guess I could do it after the parade, but remember when you used to be able to throw stuff from the parade?
Oh, CHEEZ-IT, you're so fine, a perfect snack for any time. Hey, CHEEZ-IT. Hey, CHEEZ-IT. Oh, CHEEZ-IT, you're so fine with tastiness that blows my mind. Hey, CHEEZ-IT. Hey, CHEEZ-IT. Oh, CHEEZ-IT, you're so fine. Dayton made and so divine. Hey, CHEEZ-IT.
Well, very exciting news if you're just joining the show. I have weaseled my way into the Kettering Holiday at Home Parade on Monday, and I will be
Your toasty little squares
marching, or I guess riding, with the great folks at Carolina Historical Park and our giant CHEEZ-IT statue. Oh, man, this is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I found out today, if you're just tuning in, I found out today during lunch that the theme for the parade on Monday in Kettering, the Holiday at Home Parade, is local inventions. And I thought, why is there no CHEEZ-IT float in this? Why was I not made aware of this? Well, it turns out the folks at Caroline were already on it. And Brady Kress, CEO of Caroline, was just on a little while ago and extended me an invite, and I will be in the parade with said statue and their crew, their CHEEZ-IT crew. And a big shout out to Denise watching on the live stream, who turned me on to a 3D CHEEZ-IT bucket hat on Amazon, which is just going to be awesome. And it's been ordered. It will be here tomorrow, and I can't wait to share my cheesy goodness with everybody there in Kettering. So that's very exciting. Also, we are, of course, watching the hurricane that is looming in the Gulf of Mexico, heading towards the coastal areas of Florida. And I've been asking to try to find somebody down there in Florida, maybe family or friends of someone up here. And we've got Annette in Ellington, Florida. Annette, how are you?
I am well. How is everybody up there?
Well, things are great here. It's sunny and 80, not a cloud in the sky. No concerns with the kind of concerns that you guys are going to be dealing with here shortly. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. I'm here.
Oh, okay. So tell me about the preparation. And forgive me, I don't know exactly where Ellington is. Give me sort of an area or idea where it's located.
Sarasota, Bradenton.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yep, we're right outside of that. We live in a manufactured home park, which is very, very common in Florida and all around our area. So the preparation is you have to bring in anything that becomes, a flying object.
Right.
And then you have to put up your hurricane shutters. And that is, my husband started on that on Sunday evening, and then he came home from work early yesterday and got it done.
Okay.
And then you fill up everything you possibly can find with water.
Right.
Because they will cut the water off.
Okay. Like your bathtub? Do you fill up like your bathtub and just make sure? Okay. Yeah.
People will fill up their bathtubs. They will fill up their washers. Very soon they will shut off the water and electric. So you have to, do it.
Yeah.
But being in a manufactured home, oftentimes, if they think they need to evacuate, we're the first people to evacuate. And we did get evacuated yesterday.
Okay. So you're out of there.
So we are out of there. We have a dog and a cat. So we headed east. But we still know people in regular housing over in that area.
Now, the big thing we were talking about was this king tide. I'd never heard of that before. But you're already going to have this crazy storm surge. But tomorrow, and I guess it's actually what I saw, it's happening tonight. but it's also happening tomorrow. Is, the Earth, the sun, and the moon, I guess, are all aligned, and that causes all kinds of crazy havoc with the tides, and it's going to be even higher then at that point tomorrow night.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that is the problem, is all of these coastal areas, even if you're not in the direct path of the hurricane, are going to get this big surge of water. So that's really more of a concern than the actual hurricane itself.
Right, because right now it's a Category 2, which is still obviously dangerous, but it certainly pales in comparison to other hurricanes that have gone over Florida.
Correct.
So
and the other thing too is it's a fast-moving storm.
Right.
Whereas Ian was not. When Ian hit, it hit and sat and just destroyed everything.
What I'm looking at, and this I'm looking at a sort of a predicted path, and this is from NOAA from earlier today, that they're saying that the eye of the storm will be hitting the coast around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then by 7 a.m. Thursday, it will be off the coast of South Carolina. So you're right. I mean, It's going to be moving super, super quick. Now, how many hurricanes have you been through? Now, how long have you lived in Florida?
We have only lived in Florida for 2 years. So this is only our second big hurricane. We've had a couple of storms where they have what they call straight line winds.
Right. We get those sometimes here. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because we are so close to the coast too, you get those and they come through quick. But Ian was our first big hurricane. And so we started out big.
Wow.
And then, and now this one.
Now, have you after this, I mean, did you give any second thought? Like, where'd you move from? Did you move from the Dayton area?
Right there in Dayton.
Okay. Have you had any second thoughts, or did you have second thoughts after the first one, the big one, and then now this one, and this could just be the first of this season. Hopefully it's not, that you're going to have to deal with. I mean, have you thought about, did we do the right thing here with this, moving to Florida?
No regrets whatsoever.
No? Okay.
We both grew up in Dayton. I lived through the blizzard of 78. I was a teenager.
Gotcha.
The thing that's different about hurricanes than tornadoes is that look at how all the prep time we've had. I mean, we've known about this for a week.
Right. Yeah.
You have a lot more prep time. Now we are looking to buy a regular home and get out of a manufactured home.
Something that's a little safer, more sturdy.
Right. Although our house has been there since 1986. So how many hurricanes has it been through?
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I will give you an interesting little tidbit. The area that we live in, which is Sarasota and the immediate area around it, there is a folklore that the Seminole Indians have a burial ground there where they buried one of their princesses.
Really?
And that they used to always come into this area during the storm season because the storms never hit there, and that the princess is protecting that area.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. And see, Ian was headed straight for us, and then it made that right-hand turn.
It turned, right.
And now this storm has hooked up and over top of us.
Interesting.
So it's going much more north. So it is. It's a fascinating little, and I want to do more research on that.
Yeah. Now, are you? How you said you've gone east? Like, how far away from your home are you? A couple hours, 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah. Yep. We went about 2.5 hours. We're on the other coast. We're in Vero Beach.
Okay.
And having a little mini vacay.
Nice.
With the dog and the cat.
Right.
But I just looked at a map and said, let's head east. We're going to avoid everything by going that way. With Ian, we headed up to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we went up there. Now, we were up there for like 6 days.
Okay.
Because, again, that was so much bigger. But we're, like I said, we're staying in contact with people not only that don't live in our community, but there are a few people from our community that chose to stay there. And they've said so far it's been a lot of wind and rain, but nothing horrendous so far.
When are you thinking you're going to be able to return? I know that has a lot to do with what happens, but are you talking Thursday, Friday?
We're hoping tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're hoping tomorrow because, again, once it passes, it's over with. Now, granted, we will go home. We may not have electricity. We may not have water.
Right.
Then again, we may. But once the threat is gone, then you go home and you clean everything up and put it all back out. You put your knickknacks and your pots of flowers back out again and go on with life.
Could I ask you if you're able to? Could you maybe give me a call tomorrow night?
Sure.
I'd love to know how your property fared and your neighbors and what the area looks like and get your eyewitness account. I would love that.
Sure. What time are you on tomorrow night?
I'm on from 5 until 7 p.m. and you could call anytime that you want, whatever's convenient for you.
Okay, will do.
All right. Thank you, Annette. I really appreciate it. Please be safe. I know you're out of harm's eyes, but Vero Beach can get a little crazy after dark.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Be safe and we'll talk to you tomorrow. I appreciate that. Well, there you go. Somebody from Ellington, Florida, right there, Sarasota, Brayton area. Hopefully their property will sustain.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Spell it out, punk.
T-double-D.
H-double-L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Yeah, she was great. What a great caller. Just awesome. I don't know if she was listening to the show or somebody contacted her, or I guess I should have asked that, but I was just so thrilled to have somebody on from Florida. So hopefully she'll be okay. I mean, her home will be okay. I mean, I certainly understand the desire that some folks have to wait it out. I get it. But man, oh man, I've just been around news too much and know that, situations like that can turn deadly super quick, right? You think everything's okay. And then the next thing you know, it's hitting the fan and you're just screwed. And I would pack up too, especially if I had pets. Well, of course, and being married, I want my wife out of harm's way. And if my son was still with me, and the dogs, they'd be gone too. But yeah, I just, I don't know. That's one of those things. It's, I think if I lived in Florida and I lived inland, and a big hurricane was coming, I guess I would probably be more willing to try to ride it out if it's just the wind and the rain. But that storm surge is what scares me, man. I mean, I can swim, but I don't want to be swimming in the streets. No, thank you. Also depends on the structure that you're in, too, right? I mean, I remember hearing stories, of hurricanes where people ride it out inside of a big hotel and cover up the windows, cover up, the hotel windows the best they can. You certainly can't do that with all of them. But a building like that's going to be pretty solid. Yeah. Yeah, water is what scares me the most when it comes to a hurricane. The other thing that scares me with hurricanes, I mean, the wind for sure, obviously, but like I said, I feel like if you're in a pretty solid structure, you should be okay. But it's the tornadoes that spin up because of the hurricanes. That happens quite a bit. And some of those tornadoes can be pretty strong. Usually I don't think they're usually of like the F5 version, which are just sort of the total destruction. But they can be strong. But I don't know. Yeah, I grew up, Kim, I grew up in Dayton and spent many evenings in the basement hiding from tornadoes. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 until 7. What a great caller we had. Annette from Ellington, Florida, just outside of Sarasota, Bradenton, giving us a sort of an eyewitness account of what's going on. She and her husband and their dog and cat made the wise decision to vacate. I guess their area was, they were ordered to evacuate. So now they're in Vero Beach for a day or so. And I was talking to the folks watching the live stream. I've never been in a hurricane. I've been buried in a basement a few times during a tornado, right? Hiding. Been in a blizzard. Been even in an earthquake. We've had little tremors here from time to time. Nothing that really amounted to anything. I don't recall any chimneys falling over, but the hurricane is one thing I haven't been in. And I think if I lived inland and there was a hurricane coming through, maybe I could deal with the wind if I was in a strong structure. But being on the coast with the idea of that storm surge, that's what scares me to death. Because water is fast and it's unforgiving. And you hear it all the time when there's flooding. And you see these idiots that try to drive through flooded roads and then their car gets swept away and then they have to be rescue. I mean, the water is just deadly. If you're in a strong structure, you could probably sustain, hurricane winds, unless we're talking like category 4, category 5. But category 1, 2, maybe 3, if it's built strong enough, you should be okay for the most part. Stay in the center of the house, just like a tornado. But the water, if I'm in that kind of danger, I am out of there. I'm not going to try to be brave and show up the storm. I am out of there, 100%. That's scary. But Annette said she's going to call us tomorrow night when she's hopeful that they're going to be able to go back tomorrow, because where she lives, the eye of the storm is supposed to pass over, I think, around 7 a.m. So by late afternoon, it will well be out of the area because it's a fast-moving storm, and she'll be able to give us a call and let us know what the outcome was in her neighborhood. And I hope she calls. Maybe she'll call around the same time, and you'll be able to hear part 2.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Clinton, that makes a lot of sense. That really does, because it's probably not going to float out of there, right? I guess it could, but maybe not. Josh, you're the lawn chair guy during a tornado. All right, that's kind of funny. I remember the last time when we were in Xenia, my wife and I and son, I think he was still with us at the time, in Xenia, there was the tornado sirens went off. But I knew where the storm was, and it never it did, I think. A twister did spin up, but not in Xenia. It was like outside of Xenia, east of Xenia, I think towards Cedarville, that direction. But the last time, so I knew I wasn't in any real danger from where we lived in Xenia. We lived south of 35 and to the east of Route 68. If you know where that Valero is on 68 in Xenia, next to that bar where there was a shooting a couple of years ago, we lived over in that area. And when the tornado sirens went off, my wife was, we got to get the dogs. We got to get. And I was like, all right, it'll be just a second. I have to go outside on the front porch and see what's going on. But, yeah, I mean, I'm fascinated with that sort of thing, too. I'm kind of a weather nerd when it comes to that. I've actually thought about taking those weather spotting, those storm spotting classes that you can take. I think it's through the National Weather Service. Like sometimes they have them at, I don't know if they have them at Sinclair or Wright State or whatever. Yeah, Josh, you can do that. If you seriously Google green, I'm sure there's one in Montgomery County, but I don't know where it takes place. But I remember there was one at in Greene County out at the There's a license bureau in Greene County in Xenia, out close, like on 42. It's right near the Harley dealership. But anyway, it was a class that you could take. And I was going to take it, but I just had too many conflicts. Too many other things going on. Well, there you go. David knows. David is he comes into David Crawford right there. I hope you don't mind me saying, David. But he's a weather expert. And he comes into our building when there's threats of severe weather. But Josh, he could give you details on that. But all I was going to say is Google Greene County storm spotting classes or something like that, or maybe go to the National Weather Service in Wilmington's page. Yeah, I think I would find that very interesting. Yeah, Josh, if seriously, if you find out when it is, let me know. The problem that I've ran into is that the classes were like in the evenings, like during this time. So I couldn't miss work to go to the class. So, but I would do that.
Everybody, could I have your attention, please? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Now, hold on. Let me just you listen to me. Now, listen to me carefully. Boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk in the microphone? It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Call me at 457-1290. Locally well. Seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7.
Pork tenderloins bigger than Jay Leno's face.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Pork tenderloins bigger than Jay Leno's face.
Yes, a little clip from Jay Leno. If you'd like to go to the King of Late Night, the Kings of Late Night. Why do I keep saying that? The King of Late Night, the Kings of Late Night, featuring Jay Leno, Craig Ferguson, and Arsenio Hall. They're going to be at the Hard Rock Casino Saturday. And I've got a pair of tickets to caller number 5. 937-457-1290. Give Logan a call, and we will hook you up with a pair of tickets. We were just talking before the news there about hurricanes, and I guess trying to ride out a hurricane. And it's not a very smart thing to do, but there are some people who are just hardcore, right? And they're going to try it. But Larry and David, you got a comment on hurricanes. What's going on, Larry?
Hey, buddy.
Hurricane Fran and Hurricane Bertha in Cape Hatteras, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Both of them. We had a hurricane party. All right, follow me.
Right.
And I don't know if they had 3-liter bottles of pop up here. Did they?
3 liters? I know we had 2 liter. I don't remember 3 liter. I'm sure somebody had 3 liter, but I don't recall.
Yeah. But anyway, we had emergency water.
Right.
And my house was on stilts, and we had thrown the 3-liter bottles off with 120-mile-an-hour winds, busting stuff down down the street. I think it burnt down an Ace Hardware.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So what was your, and I'm not criticizing, I'm just asking, what was the rationale at the time of trying to just sort of, stay and ride it out? Your house was on stilts, like you said, so maybe the surge wouldn't be.
No, the surge lapped up right up on my porch.
Okay. That's still pretty high, though.
Yeah, it's a 12-foot storm surge.
Yeah.
That's crazy town.
So why did you decide to stay? You just didn't feel like skedaddling, or?
Well, in North Carolina on the coast, we don't run from it. You just sit it out.
Okay, well, it's just kind of tradition, I guess.
But Hurricane Bertha, that's a totally different one.
Yeah.
The storm surge was, we had back-weighted on that one.
Yeah.
Because it was Category 3. So, you got to go when they shut down the roads and escort you off the island.
Right.
Because Hatteras is an island. So
Right. Yeah.
Door to door, get out. You got to go.
But like I said, I've never been in a hurricane before. Though, after I said that, I wondered, should I count Hurricane Ike that blew through Dayton?
Ike was that was a windstorm, not a hurricane.
Well, I mean, it was originally a hurricane. When it came through here, it was a strong windstorm, but it wasn't a hurricane at the time. But that was crazy. I remember that. It was just nuts. Were you here then? Were you in Dayton at the time?
Yes, it was. 3 trees blew over in my yard.
Yeah. I remember I think we were in Beaver Creek, and I don't think we had power for a week. A lot of people I know experienced that. Some shorter, some longer.
I was 2 weeks without power here in Moraine.
Okay.
And I put I spray painted on a sheet, help of BP&L. 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
And they come.
That's typical. That's typical.
Quickly. But yeah.
All right, Larry. Well, I'm glad you survived all those storms.
Yeah. Tornado. There was a tornado. I'll tell you a little story real quick.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Hurricane Bertha, me and my mom went and hid in the Hatteras Lighthouse.
In a lighthouse?
Cape Hatteras Lighthouse.
Oh, wow.
And because there was tornado, there's only one road going back and forth through Hatteras Island. And we bowled it into Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. And that saved us.
Wow. That's gotta be a vivid memory.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Larry, I appreciate it. Those are some great stories. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling tonight. Dave in Beaver Creek. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, Todd, this is Dave, as you just said.
My friend Dave, is this Dave Crawford?
Yeah.
My friend Dave, yeah.
Yeah, for those people who want to get into spotting weather, the easiest way to do it is go to the National Weather Service weather spotting page. They will show you the schedule of the training that's coming up. Normally, we have one in Greene County, we have one in Montgomery County, and basically all the counties in the surrounding area. Sometimes we double them up. We have a basic and an advanced training classes. So it's free. It's aimed at everybody, not only ham radio operators,
right?
But everybody. There's several ways you can contact the National Weather Service.
So dullards like me could sign up.
Exactly. It's real easy to do.
Yeah. Well, I took meteorology in high school, and I feel like I'm quite the expert.
Okay.
I can spot a cloud. I can spot a cloud in the sky with the best of them. Let me tell you.
I can spot a cloud, but I don't know when to duck.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I remember we had on our test, we'd have pictures of different clouds, and we had to name the clouds. And I don't know if I did okay on that, but it was fun.
There's one other thing.
Yeah.
I went through Super Typhoon Paka on Guam with sustained winds of 140 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
We had to stay in place. But our base housing was cement walls 2 feet thick, steel reinforced window shutters, and we had a good old time. The dogs and my wife and myself. We just sat there and watched the eye go over when the eye went over, and it was great.
There is
how to handle that.
There is something about that. I will admit, again, not having gone through a hurricane, but I mean, I've been in, big snowstorms, and we've had severe weather where we've had no power or whatever. There is something kind of, I don't want to say entertaining because that's not the right word, but, when you're hunkered down, right, and you're waiting for it to go past and keeping an eye out, but you're enjoying each other's company because everybody's focused on each other and what's going on. And, they're not terribly distracted. It's just, I don't know. Maybe that's me and I'm weird, but it's I enjoy those moments. So I can see that. I can see that happening in a typhoon or a hurricane.
You can do, so you just got to take it and go with it.
Yeah.
Great show tonight, Todd. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Dave. Let's talk to Clinton and Piqua. What's going on, Clinton?
Hey, Todd. How are you?
Good. What's shaking, man?
So your caller from Ellington there, I was telling you, like I told you on the live stream, I actually grew up in Bradenton. So she was right across. Ellington's right across the river from the Bradenton, Sarasota, right there across the Manatee River.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, we moved up here when I hit high school, but I was down there, K through 8. We rode out hurricanes. I mean, a lot of the homes down there, especially more inland. We live inland in Bradenton. We live probably about 5-10 miles from Anna Maria Island. We lived up like near 75, and she probably knows what I'm talking about, the Creekwood I-75 State Route 70 area.
Okay.
There, a lot of those homes, like I said, they're built out of cement and concrete, and a lot of those homes, they're built to withstand that. And a lot of them have built-in storm shutters. My mom and brother actually still live down there. They live right on the Manatee River. My mom's up here right now, taking care of some family business. My brother's actually still down there. He's an RN there at Manatee Memorial Hospital.
Oh wow.
So he, what he does is they do something called an activation. A certain number get called in, and they work right up through the storm until the storm passes, and they're allowed to go home. They just stay right there at the hospital.
Well, I think a hospital. I don't know which hospital. I don't know what the hospital looks like. I'm assuming it's maybe a really big hospital or whatever. But those big,
one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, those buildings really were built to sustain that kind of thing in that area, because my gosh, if they couldn't, you'd be in a lot of trouble.
We rode out when I was a kid. We rode out hurricanes. We just going back. We had a pool. Our house had a pool. We just go take the pool furniture, throw it in the pool so it wouldn't blow away. And
right, I like that idea.
Ride it out.
Yep. Now let me ask you this: I've always heard these stories, and I don't know if there's any truth to it. I think this was perpetuated maybe a year or so ago with one of the hurricanes that came through Florida with a high storm surge. Seeing fish like out in the yard and out in the streets, and sharks and all that.
It happens.
It doesn't really. That's not just a folk tale, or
I would be more worried about like the rivers when you get the inflow when the hurricane spins. You get an inflow and you get an outflow. Well, the outflow of the water all goes out into the Gulf, especially like on the rivers and stuff. It all, the Bradenton River flows to the Manatee flows to the Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
Well, when you get that inflow, all that water rushes back into the river. So I'd be more worried about, alligators and,
snakes,
sorts of wildlife. Yeah. Snakes. I mean, it have, when you get towards like towards the coast, like towards the island, like the barrier islands there, and that Manatee, Sarasota, Tampa Bay, and I mean, yeah, you could see, fish getting caught and puddled, and yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I remember there was a story floating around like, oh, somebody caught a video of a shark with its fins sticking out of the water, swimming down Main Street or wherever it was, and I don't know if that was if they figured out if that was true or not, but
I mean, it can happen. It doesn't happen. It happens rarely, but
right.
I believe it can happen.
I got you.
I got friends and family still down there. My uncle's still down there. My brother and my mom, they all still live down there. So
yeah. Well, hopefully they'll be okay. They'll stay safe.
So, yep.
All right, Clinton, I appreciate your call, buddy. Have a good night.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, folks.
T-O-double-D.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Thanks, everybody. Well, I've got the best callers. I really do. I'm so grateful that all the edge heads out there get the show. They appreciate the fact that we're just having fun. And of course, informing people and whatnot, but yes, they must not be drinking tonight, Josh. They haven't started cocktail hour yet. Hey, who was the winner? Well, hopefully, Clinton, it won't be that big of a deal. I think they're just really concerned about that storm surge because of the king tide. But like I said, I mean, that's the thing that kills the most people in a storm like that. It's going to be the storm surge and the flooding and people drowning and, you know. It's just so unforgiving. So unforgiving. Yeah, Leslie, that's awful too. Yeah, that's awful. You know, it's not funny, but when we had the Memorial Day tornadoes, and I've told this story before, I was living in Xenia at the time, and there was, we started getting these warnings. Oh, I got to come back. Hang on. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, talking about Hurricane Idalia as it approaches the Gulf Coast of Florida. And we had a great call earlier this hour from a woman who used to live in the Dayton area. She now lives down in Ellington, Florida, which is right in the path of this storm. Gave us an eyewitness account. She said she'll call us back tomorrow night when she goes back to her home with her husband and dog and cat, and kind of give us an update on what her place and her neighborhood looks like. So we have that to look forward to. Hopefully it won't be too much damage. John in Beaver Creek, what's going on, John?
Hey, Todd, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Excellent. Listen, back in 1972,
okay,
I was in the Navy at that time, and we were stationed off the coast of North Vietnam in what is called South SAR.
Okay.
And we got locked into the North China Sea there by a typhoon.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was on deck watch, and we were doing 25-degree rolls, which is almost unheard of in a guided missile frigate.
That makes me queasy just thinking about it.
Well, we were there for 3 days, so all we had to eat were hot dogs and cold juice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite the memory, I bet.
Oh, yeah. It definitely is.
Well, I'm glad you made it, John, and thank you for your service. And you survived the crazy hurricane or typhoon rolls.
Typhoon. There you go.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Have a great night. Well, thanks for everybody who called in tonight. Great calls. Good information. And we'll hopefully hear from Annette tomorrow night and get that update. We'll Well, thanks for listening tonight. Don't forget you can get the podcast wherever you find your favorite podcasts on the iHeartRadio app, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and, of course, at eveningedgetodd.com. And if you want, you can shoot me an email, eveningedgetodd@gmail.com. Have a terrific Tuesday night. We'll talk to you tomorrow just after 5 here on the Evening Edge. All right. So I'll finish my story real quick since I started it. So I the night of the Memorial Day tornadoes, I was in Xenia, and we started getting the storm warnings, and McCall Fried Eggs was on, and I was having a few cocktails. My wife was in the bathtub. I was having some cocktails, watching the coverage. And I get a text from our program director at the time, Jeremy Ratliff, who now does news on the morning show, and says, "Hey, what do you think about coming in?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what sort of coverage do you want us to provide, or what do you?" And he said, "Well, just if you want, just come in, and we'll figure it out when you get here." I'm like, okay. So I yelled at my wife. I say, "Get out of the tub. You're driving me to work." And she was driving me for two reasons. One, I'd had a few cocktails. I was completely within my wits to be on the air, but you don't want to be driving that way. So the other reason was we lived in Xenia, and the tornadoes that were happening were coming towards the Xenia area. And my wife was like, "I am not staying in Xenia by myself with the dog." So she got dressed. She put on some pants. I put on some pants. And we grabbed the dog, and we took off for the station here on South Main Street downtown. So we're going down 35, and you could kind of see, there's lightning off in the distance, and the sky's lighting up, and you can see the clouds, whatnot, but you couldn't really see much. So we're going down 35, and we cross under Fairfield Road there in Beaver Creek. And that space between Fairfield Road and 675, while we were going through that section, that's when the tornado was coming from the west through Beaver Creek there by Grange Hall Road and Kemp Road. And I know exactly when I'm not going to say I knew exactly when we passed, but there was a moment where it was just like calm, calm, calm. And then all of a sudden, across 35, you saw all this debris, and it was like tree debris, not like homes or anything like that, but tree debris because of, all the trees that were close to there. I mean, that was like a mile away, and that was being blown onto the highway. And I'm in the passenger seat, and I've got my phone on, my camera on, and I just hold it up to the window that's shut, and I just start clicking photos, right? I probably took 100 photos. And afterwards I went through, and I caught, you can see the V of the funnel cloud off in the distance with the lightning. I'll have to find that picture and post it, but man, oh man, that's the closest I ever want to be to a tornado. So when I see these crazy fools on the Weather Channel and the Science Channel and all that, going out there chasing tornadoes in their SUVs and their little armored tanks or whatever, holy cow, that's crazy. So anyway, there you go. That's the story. I really appreciate everybody watching tonight, and I will be back tomorrow night. So have a safe night. It's a beautiful night. Hopefully you can get out and enjoy it. Go sit on the patio for a little bit. Have a good one.